give you the permissions, and let me record the session and let me share the screen. Okay, fine. So don't think like if I disconnect it, okay, the session, the SQL server will be stopped. Okay, nothing will happen if I disconnect it. Okay, simply the sessions. Where is? Oh, okay, I closed the session. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so in case if I disconnect the session, okay, nothing will happen. The sessions which I am currently running, those sessions only are going to be disconnected. But again, here, in case you are running one session, okay, you are running under one session, you just connected to the SQL server, you are running one session, you just disconnected the server, nothing will happen. Session will run, keep on running in the background. If you close the whole SSMS, then it will ask you, do you want me to kill the session? Okay, so don't confuse here. Disconnect means it will simply disconnect, that's it. Okay, here I just connected to the server, right? So imagine I just opened one session. Each session will have session ID. Okay, you can see in the brackets of the session. So in case I'm running something here, I'm just running something here. Imagine I'm seeing someone is running some select query, select star from something like, in case if let me check what are the records we have. Tables, employee tables, system tables. What is this machine? Charana? Okay, sales tables. Okay, items. Okay, imagine I'm running. Okay, items table, items, and the database name is sales.dbo.items. Okay, so imagine I'm running this sales table. Okay, it will keep on running. Okay, imagine it is having 1 lakh records. It will run, okay, in the background. But in such case, you can disconnect the instance, nothing will happen. Only instance will be disconnected. In case if this session is taking 10 minutes, this session will keep on running. Okay, but if you close the complete SSMS, then it will ask you whatever running sessions are there. In case some sessions are running by you, not by others, in case if some sessions are running by you, then it will ask you, do you want me to close the sessions? If you click yes, it will stop the existing sessions. If you simply click no, okay, what happened? Okay, no, yes or no means simply to save the queries and all. Okay, in such case, if any sessions are running, just simply click cancel, so that all sessions will run. In case if you click either yes or no, okay, your sessions will be stopped. Okay, so here yes or no means simply whether you want me to save these queries or not, that's it. Okay, say imagine some sessions are running in the background. If you close the SSMS, okay, in case you choose yes or no, okay, yes means simply it will save the query, you will get the window again like this. Okay, it will ask you to save the query, and once you save the query, the sessions will be closed. No means it won't save the query, it will simply quit the session. Okay, yes means save the query, quit the session. No means don't save the query, quit the session. So in case if you are running the sessions, don't close the SSMS, it will quit the existing sessions. But whenever you want, you can connect or disconnect the SQL server. Okay, connect disconnect means the servers will run in the background, but you can only connect to the servers. Like whatever you need, you can simply directly connect to the servers using the connect or disconnect button. Don't think like connect disconnect will start or stop option. Okay, simply they are going to be disconnect, that's it. They won't show you in the management studio, but they are going to run in the background. Okay, right. How many ways we can start or stop SQL server? There are multiple ways. One way is right click, you can restart or stop or start the SQL server, that you know. Another way is configuration manager. From configuration manager also, you can right click, start or stop the SQL server, that is the second way. Okay, this is the main server. Either you can go stop or restart, or else select it. These are the buttons. Restart button, this is the restart button, this is stop button. You, if you want, you can stop it. Or else we have one more way, that is command prompt. Okay, you can start or stop the SQL server using this command prompt also. Yes, any questions? Right, so you can use command prompt also using this, using command prompt also you can kill the, I mean, like, you can stop the SQL server. What is the query for that? Net stop, as the server is running now, I am going to stop MS SQL server. My server name is MS SQL server. What is the query? Net stop MS SQL server. Now if I run it, it will ask you, do you want me to continue this operation? If you just hit yes, y means yes, then it is going to stop the sessions. Stop the sessions means it is going to stop your SQL server. See here, refresh it. Okay, the instance is stopped. Okay, in case you want to start it again, can anyone tell me what is the query to start the SQL server?
Start. Let's start MS.
That's it.
Yeah.
Net start MS SQL server. MS SQL server. Okay, so again it will start. So using this way also you can start or stop the SQL servers. Okay, so like this you can start. One way is Management Studio, second way is Configuration Manager, third way is your particular command prompt, fourth way is your services.msc. Using services.msc also you can do that one. In services earlier we just discussed it, right? Whenever you install SQL server, okay, some services will be created. Almost all 6 services will be created. Okay, just put it in ascending order, then just hit yes, then you can see the SQL server. Right click, start, stop, or restart the SQL server. In this way also you can stop. So one way is using Management Studio, second way is Configuration Manager, third way is your command prompt, fourth way is your services.msc. We have fifth way also PowerShell. Yes, PowerShell also is there. Same command, net start MS SQL server, net stop MS SQL server. Same command you have to use, net stop MS SQL server. Okay, so the same command you can use to start or stop the SQL server. This is also one way of stopping the SQL server. Okay, if you refresh it, currently it is showing running, right? If you refresh it, it will show you stopped. It is not showing anything means it was stopped. Then start button will be highlighted here. Okay, so in case if you start it, you can start the SQL server. And in case you want to start the agent, you can select the agent, you can start like this, or you can right click, you can start also, start, stop. So yes, why we are discussing this one, we have a server role called, okay, server admin. Okay, sp underscore change, what is that, srv role permission space, what is the server role, server admin. Okay, so server admin will give you a shutdown option. So how to shut down using a query in SQL Server Management Studio? Using a query in Management Studio. So the query is shut down. Okay, shut down, that's it. In case you want to stop the SQL server, okay, the query is just shut down. If you run this query, the SQL server will be stopped. Okay, server shut down by request from login. Who stopped this one? Administrator stopped this one. And if you see here, you can see green button. But if you go and check here, see here it is running, right? So if you refresh it, now the SQL server will be stopped. Now can anyone tell me what is the query to start the SQL server? I need a query to start the SQL server.
Just to start.
I need answers from everyone.
Just start.
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 Can you guess it? Anyone please guess it? What may be the query? To shut down the SQL server, I used shutdown command. To start the SQL server, what query I have to give? Start, restart.
Start SQL server.
Okay, everyone, please just try it. I need answers from everyone, please.
Yeah, you start with that particular instance name.
Okay, very good. Start that particular instance name. Right. So if you understood the SQL server logic clearly, where you are going to run the query start. If you shut down the SQL server, all sessions will be closed. In case, imagine if you have a query, where you are going to run it? Sorry?
Let us start on the query.
That is different query using command prompt. I need a query to start the SQL server. using Management Studio, what is the query? There is no query start. Why? Because in case if it is a query, if there is a query, where you are going to run it? If it has to take any query means if it has to run any query means first it has to accept the queries, right? When it will accept the
Yeah,
queries, when the engine is running, then it will accept the queries. If the engine is shut down, where you are going to run the query? Shut down, it will accept. Why? As it is running, it can listen and it can act accordingly. If there is a start query, where you are going to run the start query, where you are going to type it? It has to listen the query, right? How can it can listen? How it can listen as it is stopped
sir,
state?
I have a small query here.
Yes.
If I logged in with a different instance name, for example, via
Hmm.
connect,
Okay.
to start that another instance, can I use
No, no, no.
this
You cannot
as
use. Are limited to the particular instance. Okay. You cannot control the other sessions. Okay. That is not possible. But
if
there
I
is
logged
one
in
way.
being a system admin also?
Yes, there is. You cannot start from other instance. Okay, that is not possible. Did you get my point, Ani? Is it clear? In case if I have start query,
Yeah.
where I am going to run the start query, as SQL Server closed all the connections. If you want to run any query, at least one connection should be there. There are no more connections
Can
from the
you
SQL Server now.
can can you do it from the commands, general
Yeah,
command
yeah,
of
yeah. You can do
PowerShell?
it. You can do it. Yeah, you can do it. Same command you can use it. Okay, let's start
Yeah.
SQL Server.
Yeah. Then start it
Mrs.
from
Skills.
there.
Yeah, that we can do. I am asking only the query, SQL Server query to start the SQL Server. The answer is there is no query. Why? Because as it is, it won't accept any connections as the server is in
Right.
stopped state. So there is no such
Okay.
query.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. The
Makes
answer is
sense.
there is no
Makes sense.
query. Yeah. Okay. And
Makes
again,
sense.
you cannot start or stop from different okay instance to different instance. There is one way you can stop the sessions by using registered servers. If you register the servers on all the servers, you can run. Say, for example, you have a requirement. You want to run a single query on multiple instances at a time. That can be achieved using registered servers. Okay, once you create registered servers and all, same query can be executed on multiple instances at the same time. Okay, how can you create registered servers? Something like you registered servers. Yes, registered servers, Control Alt G. You have to add whatever servers you want. Okay, simply expand it. Local server groups, expand this one. Right click, it is already there. Okay, so in case you want to add new server group or new server registration, whatever server you want, just give the server name here. And the test connection, once you give the server name, the test connection will be available. Okay, SQL Server. Imagine as of now there is no SQL Server instance. Okay, once you just click on test button, it will test successfully. In case if the instance is there, as SQL Server instance is not there, it will throw the error. Okay, so like this, you can add all the servers here under the registered servers concept. Then on all the servers at a time, you want to run a single query. You want to run a single query on all the servers at a time, then registered servers will help you. Okay, you can stop the servers. You can run the same shutdown query on all the servers at a time in case you want, but you cannot start the servers from other instance. Okay, the only way is either you have to follow command prompt, or you have to use PowerShell, or you have to use services.msc, or you can use configuration manager to start the SQL server. Clear? Right? I hope this is clear. Okay, so let's quickly discuss the other two roles. One is like setup admin, right? Setup admin will help us to create linked servers. Okay, the main usage of the setup admin is linked servers. I'll get this error. Why? Because as connection is existing connection is already terminated, right? We just restarted the server, right? Run it again. Okay, the connections will be invoked. Okay, right. So setup admin will have three permissions. By default, a member of setup admin can add other login to the same setup admin role. Add, drop, configure the linked servers. We have a separate concept called linked servers concept. Okay, by using the linked servers, you can create a link between the other RDBMS softwares to the SQL server. You want to transfer data between Oracle to SQL Server. You want to transfer data between to SQL Server to Oracle, or SQL Server to DB2, or SQL Server to MySQL, MySQL to SQL Server, whatever you want. You just want to migrate the data from one RDBMS software to another RDBMS software, that you can achieve using linked servers. Okay, linked servers creation is very easy. Usually in the organization, you will have scripts. Okay, you have to simply execute the script with by changing the linked server name. Okay, then automatically it will create the linked servers. In case you want to create linked servers manually, okay, so right click linked servers, new linked servers, give the linked server name, whether it is a SQL. You can create a bridge between two SQL servers. You can create a bridge between a one SQL server and one Oracle server, or another RDBMS server and all. In case you want to create a bridge between two SQL servers, you can select SQL server here. In case you want to create other data source, okay, you can simply select other data source. It is an Oracle or different. You have to simply select the Oracle OLEDB providers, and you have to give the name, and here you can give the credentials, so that it will create a bridge between SQL Server to Oracle. Okay, so that you can transfer the data between the servers using the linked servers. That can be created or dropped or modified by a member of setup admin or a member of sysadmin. Okay, a member of sysadmin and a member of setup admin can create the linked servers. This is the main usage of the linked server. And we have,
Do you,
yes,
Shan, do you get these kind of requests to create link server often, like, in your role as a DBA?
yes, we are going to get it. But what we will do is we will have a script. We are going to run the script so that it will create the linked server automatically. In case you want to
Okay.
create manually, the same process will follow. Ask him like who raised the request, ask him what name he need, give the name of the linked server, and ask him what is the source he is looking for. Either he is looking for another SQL server as a source or another RDBMS software as a source. Ask him, he is going to give you the details. Based on the details, I guess you can give 2-3 inputs here. That's it. It will create the linked servers automatically. Okay.
So when you're creating a link server, so both servers has to be internally, or it can be externally as well?
Externally with same network. Okay, if they are in same domain, if they can accessible from the server, that you can achieve linked server, you can
Okay.
create the linked server. The main thing is it should be accessible. That's it. Okay, so don't think like from one company to another company. That is also possible if both are agreed. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is how linked servers will work. Then finally we have one more role is sysadmin. Okay, if you just go to the sysadmin permissions, and you can see lot of permissions. Whatever permissions we have discussed till now, all permissions are part of the sysadmin. A member of sysadmin can add another member to bulk admin, can add another member to DB creator, disk admin, process admin, security admin, server admin, setup admin, sysadmin. Whatever permissions we have discussed, some roles will have 2 permissions, some roles is having 5 permissions, some roles are having 10 permissions, some of them are 16 permissions. Whatever permissions till now we have checked, okay, all the permissions are part of the sysadmin. Whatever you want, he can do it. Almost all 121 permissions are there. Server level, I'll ask one question. Okay, go to the security. Okay, go to the logins, Anil. Okay, server roles. Now tell me, okay, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. Tell me what's wrong here. Can I give permissions like this?
If you give sysadmin permission, no need to give remaining.
Excellent. Why
Yeah.
again I have to give all these things? Sysadmin can do everything. Why I have to give all these permissions? Okay, sometimes you can see like this. Now can I give like this?
We don't require if we have a
No.
sysadmin.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you just take sysadmin, that should be enough.
Now can I give like
Even-
this?
Even you can remove security admin also.
Yes, very good. Okay, if
Yeah,
security
security
admin
admin,
is there, okay, no need to give any other roles. But sometimes we can see like this, knowingly or unknowingly, maybe DBS will give, or else anyone is misusing their permissions by giving like this. If you see like this straightforward, you can say this is not needed. If you think he can become a member of sysadmin, no need to add him into any other roles. A sysadmin can do everything. Okay, so the one which we have discussed earlier, that is completely wrong, a big blunder. So this is completely wrong. If he's a member of sysadmin, no need to give, no need to add him into any of the server role. That is fine. He can do whatever he wants. Okay, sysadmin, there is no discussion. He can do whatever he wants. In case you want to see what and all permissions are there for sysadmin, you can see here. Okay, all the permissions, almost all 121 permissions are there. All the permissions. If you are a member of sysadmin, if I want to make Anil as a sysadmin, I can log in as a sysadmin first. As administrator as a sysadmin, I have to log in as a sysadmin. Then like double click on the login, which login you want to add him into the sysadmin role. Go to server role, select sysadmin, okay, and you can simply click OK. Okay, right, and you can simply click OK. Or else you want to see the query for this, you can generate a query and you can cancel it. Alter server role, name, security admin, drop member Anil. Why? Because I did two actions. Okay, first I had just dropped him from the security admin. For that, this is the query, and I just added him into the sysadmin. Alter server role name, add member Anil. This is the query in case you want to add any login to the particular role. Using query, till now we have discussed, right, how to add using GUI. We haven't discussed the query. This is the query. You want to add money to security admin. Can anyone tell me what is the query? I want to add money to the security admin role. What is the query?
Alter, sir. Alter.
Alter.
Alter
Server role, security admin, add member Anil.
server role name, add member money.
Money.
Okay, very good. Okay, so let me connect as money. 1, 2, 3. Right now, let me run that query. Okay, or else I'll run this query. So what is the result if I run this query?
It won't work. Money cannot give himself permissions.
Very good, excellent. Okay, it won't work. Money can't treat himself as a sysadmin. Someone
Yes.
has to give permissions to money. Someone means another sysadmin can only give permissions to
Who is
money.
the system admin?
Sorry, here administrator is the sysadmin. Okay, so another sysadmin only can run this query to money or Anil. Okay, forget about Anil. Imagine just money. Okay, just money. Okay, that also it won't work. Why? Because money cannot alter the server role sysadmin because it does not exist or you don't have permissions. If you see here, let me enter here. Okay, cannot alter the server role sysadmin because it doesn't exist or you don't have permissions. Don't take this part. It was existed, but the true is, okay, you don't have permissions to execute this query. Okay,
It's the basic of security. Actually, security
yes.
works like this, because in
Yes.
security, even not here, in general as well, if you are on a
Yes.
same level with someone, you cannot give someone access, or you cannot change or alter access of someone else who is at the same position. Somebody else who is at the higher position can make the amendments.
Yes, that's true. Okay, right. So any questions here? You cannot make yourself as a sysadmin or you cannot make yourself as a security admin. Someone has to give permissions to you, either a security admin or a sysadmin. Then only you will get sysadmin permissions. Okay, right. Fine. Okay, let's discuss a small topic, customized server roles. Then we are going to end the session for today. Okay. So fixed server roles. Till now we have discussed fixed server roles. Okay, what is meant by this fixed server roles?
We cannot change
One
it.
public, I think it's a public, which is
It's
the fixed one.
it's not fixed one. It's not
Public
fixed
is a
one.
fixed.
No.
Okay.
You are going to get an error. Public is not a fixed server role. Remaining 8 are fixed server roles.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So fixed means what? Say imagine DB creator will have create database permissions, alter database permission, drop database permission, restore database permission, restore the log file of the database permission. These permissions are fixed. Apart from this, he can add another member into the DB creator role. Whatever 6 or 7 permissions are there, those are fixed. Okay. SP underscore. Let me go to the administrator session. SP underscore SRV role permission. See, what is that? DB creator, DB underscore creator. Right. So whatever permissions are that creator, right? DB creator. Let me remove this one. Okay. So whatever permissions are there, these 8 permissions are there, right? In case I don't want this permission to this role, I want to remove this alter database permission. You cannot remove the existing permissions, or else you cannot add the permissions you want. I want to add 2 more permissions to this role. So anyone who is a member of this role can do these things also. In case you want to add some permissions to this role, or you want to delete the permissions of the existing role, that is not possible. Why? Because this is fixed server role, which the permissions are fixed. You cannot alter the permissions. You cannot add the new permissions. You cannot drop the existing permissions. So that's why we are going to call them as a fixed server role. We have a customized server roles also. Means usually in the organization, it won't work. Why? Because we don't give job based on the role, right? The person who is a member of DB creator, he has to only do alter database or create database or drop the database. We don't give only a job for doing these things, right? Multiple things he has to do as a DBA. But I cannot add him in multiple database server roles. I cannot add him in multiple server roles. Why? Because by default he will get all the access of the server roles. This is the challenge. Okay, so what I can do, I can create my own server role, customized server role. Okay, customization means, you know, right? For example, you just bought a dress for your marriage. Okay, so the sizes are different. You are going to choose the customization. Maybe he's going to increase or decrease the length of the foot, or else something like that. He's going to do some customization of the dress, right? So in the same way, you can create your own server roles with your permissions. I need some permissions from DB creator. I need some permissions from the disk admin. I need some permissions from the security admin. I need some permissions from the setup admin. Like that combination of permissions you can collect, and you can create a customized server role, so that if you add any member to the particular customized server role, whatever permissions are there for that particular server role, okay, the person is going to be inherited by the permissions of the server role. Okay, simply fixed server role, we cannot add or remove permissions from fixed server role, but we cannot add login in multiple server roles at a time. Still I cannot achieve whatever I'm looking for, but what I can do is I can create a server role with my own permissions. So that depends upon the application requirement, you can create the server roles with your own permissions, and whatever permissions you want, you can give it. You can add the permissions, you can remove the permissions. That is called customized server role. This feature has been introduced from SQL Server 2012. Before 2012, there is no customization of the server roles. After 2012, means like from 2012, you can create the customized server role. How to create the customized server role? Just go to the security server roles. Okay, right click on the server role, new server role. Okay, here you can give the server role name. Imagine something like a app server role. Sometimes you are going to get the request like this, but again, you won't create it manually. In case application people are looking for a specific server roles, they will create a query, they will write a query, they will write a script. Okay, and they will simply ask us to execute the script. As a DBS, we have to execute the script so that it will create the customized server roles. Okay, right? So you can just give the name of the server role. Owner, usually owners of any objects will be SCA only. Okay, so members, in case you want to add any members while creating, you can add it, or else after creation also you can add it. Memberships same. Apart from the server role, if you want to add any other fixed server role, you can do that, and go to general page and go to the logins. You can see here grant with grant deny. Go to the server, you can see grant with grant deny. Means on the server, okay, on the server you can do whatever you want. These are the existing permissions. You can give whatever permissions you want. Say for example, a member of this role. Okay, 1 minute, let me expand, maximize this window. Yes, okay, if you see here, right, you can see lot of permissions are there. Administer bulk operations, lot of permissions. Don't think all permissions are used by the DBS. As we are sysadmins, we don't bother about these permissions, but sometimes people will ask us, I need this permission, I need that permission, right? So lot of permissions are there. You can either select grant or with grant or deny, whatever you want, you can select it, and you can see connect to SQL Server. Say for example, I'll create a server role like this. Okay, this server role is having these kind of permissions. Okay, let me do that one. Okay, I'm just going to like put it in a to Z alphabetical order. Okay, right? Administer bulk operations, alter any connection, alter any database. I'm going to give grant. Okay, forget about endpoints and all. You are going to, okay, I will discuss about endpoints in the mirroring concept. So a member of this role, app server role, okay, by default he will get the connect permission, so nothing to worry. Okay, and create any database. I am going to give, okay, what I'll give is I'll give grant option. Okay, a member of this app server role can create the database, alter the database, and apart from it can create endpoint, external endpoint, shut down. What I'll do, shut down member of this roles can't shut down my SQL server. I'm giving deny. Deny means in case if someone, see here, we can give both permission. Okay, 1 minute. We can give both permissions at a time, but in case if you don't give also, now if you don't give also, later also you can give it. Okay, I'll show you again. Okay, so let it be shutdown. If you gave shutdown permission, deny, even if someone gives grant, okay, grant, shutdown permission is there, grant is there, deny is there, but still deny only will work. Why? Because after sysadmin, this is very important point. After sysadmin, deny is the highest privileged permission. After sysadmin, deny is the highest privileged permission. Remember, guys. Okay. So here I want to tell one point. If you are a member of sysadmin, imagine shutdown permission is there on you. Now tell me, can I shut down the SQL server or not? You are a member of sysadmin, but shutdown is deny on you.
No, you can't.
You cannot.
Yeah, you cannot, because the the shutdown option is deny.
I need answers
you
from
basically-
everyone. Yes or no only. I'm a member of, I'm a sysadmin directly. I'm a sysadmin, but someone put deny option on shutdown permission for me. Now can I start? Can I shut down the SQL server or not?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
You can.
So
Sure.
the answer is yes, I can shut down the SQL server. Just now we discussed after sysadmin, deny is the most privileged permission.
Most,
After
yeah.
sysadmin means deny comes next after sysadmin. Deny can't deny the sysadmin. Deny can't deny the sysadmin. Now I'll ask the question in this way. You're a member of server admin and shutdown permission is denied on you. Now can you shut down the SQL server or not?
Repeat again.
You're a member of server admin. What is the use of the server admin? What permissions will have? Server admin will have what kind of permissions?
Mainly shutdown.
Shutdown, mainly shutdown, right? Server admin
Yeah.
will have shutdown permission. By default, it will have shutdown permission. If you see here, server admin.
You won't be able to shut down, sir, if deny is there.
Okay, so the main permission for shutdown server admin is shutdown. Okay, right now, honey, you are a member of server admin.
Yeah.
Someone denied shutdown permission on you. Now, can you shut down the SQL server or not?
No, I
No.
cannot, because after as system admin, the biggest privilege is deny. So server admin would come maybe way after than that.
Very good. Okay, so in this case, you cannot do it. Deny only can't stop sysadmin. Deny can stop everyone. Even you are a member of security admin, security admin, server admin, setup admin, process admin. Okay, deny can stop. Here, you are a member of process admin, so that you can kill the processes. But someone gave deny permission on kill processes for you. Which one will work? Okay, deny only will work. So you cannot kill any processes, even though you are a member of process admin. Okay, after sysadmin in the server level, after sysadmin, deny is the second privileged permission. In the database level, deny is the most privileged permission. Okay, that is the first privileged permission. Deny is the first privileged permission in the database level. In the server level, deny is the second highest privileged permission in the server level. Okay, clear? So in case if someone give you deny, but if you are a member of that particular server role, depends upon the server role, deny will work. If you are sysadmin, deny can't deny the sysadmin. So you can shut down the SQL server if you are a server admin. Okay, deny only will work. Okay, like that we are view any database. I'm giving. So I just collected. I just gave for some permissions. I gave grant, for some permissions I gave deny. Okay, in case if I give with grant, okay, a member of this role can create endpoints. Endpoints means simply an entry points, okay, to communicate from other servers, right? So, and you can also give same create endpoint permission to others also. In case if I gave with grant permission to you, you can create, or else like let me give you create any database. Okay, if I give you create any database with the grant permission to you, you can create means a member of this role can create the database. Apart from this, he can give this create any database permission, only create any database permission to others also. If I click OK, okay, automatically one role will be created. And if you simply refresh it, earlier you see, okay, 9 roles, right? Sorry, login, not login, server roles. Earlier you see 8+1, right? Now you see the customized role also. And if you want to add any login to this role, just click on the login, double click on it, server roles. You can see in the list, you can simply select him, okay, and you can click OK. Okay, so that you can do whatever you want. I mean, like what permissions this is having. This role is having 4 or 5 permissions hardly. Create any database is with grant, shutdown is deny, and something we have added create a endpoint, I guess, with grant. So we have added some permissions to this role. A member of this role can only do those things. Imagine if there is no security admin. Okay, so now Anil can create new database. Anil can give create database permissions to others. Anil can create endpoint. Anil can connect to the SQL server. Whatever permissions are there for this app server role, Anil will have all the permissions. Clear? This is how we are going to, yeah, create a customized server role. And that's it for today. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, the meeting is going to close in a minute. So if you have any questions, I'm going to open the meeting again. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, that's it for today. Tomorrow morning, 7:30 AM, we are going to connect. Tomorrow, we are going to discuss the database roles. We'll complete it. Once we completed the database roles, then I'll show you, okay, orphan users, how to fix the orphan users and all. Okay. Right. So any questions, any doubts?
No, nothing. Shiva.
No.
Okay. So if you still have any questions, I'll open the meeting link again for 5 minutes. You can ask me the questions. Okay. So remember, right? We have 2 assignments for tomorrow. One is, can a process admin kill sysadmin session or not? Can a security admin drop sysadmin login or not? These are the 2 assignment questions, and let me know the answers for tomorrow. Okay. Right.
Thanks,
That's it
Sean.
for today. Thank you all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.